Hi you guys, this is Rachel here, the Modern Shaman. Thanks for being with me for another YouTube Q&A video of the week. As always, if you're new to this channel, I would love for you to visit my website. That's themodernshaman.net. There's a lot of resources there, and I always kind of guide people there if they're just finding out about me or this channel. It's just a wonderful hub to get connected with me. If you click on the link for book a session, then it takes you to my live calendar, and you can book any time and date that works for you, as well as learn from me. There's a little link on there that says learn from me. If you click on that button, it will take you to my teaching portal for my masterclass curriculum. If you're wanting to truly embody your own gifts and stand in the ability that I believe is your divine birthright, your soul that is spirit more than it is form, truly knowing how to communicate with the non-physical. I love to facilitate that for people, just helping them know that they don't have to go to a psychic or to a priest or to somebody as an intermediary for their experience of the divine, that you, in fact, have the innate ability to connect with your creator and all level of beings in the non-physical realm. So if you're interested in learning, I'd love for you to go to the website, also connect with me through my masterclass teaching curriculum. That's always available. You can go through the entire curriculum and the whole set, which is cumulative and builds and strengthens your ability, video by video, homework by homework, or you can do sections of independent modules that also may kind of just pique your interest, and you might decide that you want to learn about certain topics. Also, I will say before I read the question today that if you'd like to send in a video question, you can go to the website and do that on my contact form. And if you like this video, please share it with people. Please subscribe, please comment. I love hearing what really touches your soul or intrigues you, or whatever it was within the video that you felt like resonated with your spirit. I'd love hearing from you guys, so I appreciate the feedback. All right, let's get on to the question for today. So this one says, "Hi Rachel, I've always been bothered by the government. I just don't trust them, and I feel like they are going to hurt me sometimes. Does this mean that I've been double-crossed by them in a past life? I watched your video on past lives, and it made a lot of sense to me. I love you, by the way. Thanks so much for everything you do on this channel. It is an inspiration." Okay. So a little follow-up video or follow-up question to the video I did previously on past lives. I talk about past lives a lot because you guys, it's an interesting topic. It's kind of like something that a lot of people think, ooh, this is cool. But here's the deal, is that I'm gonna get real with you. Your soul is outside of time. Who you are, the you that can sit in a meditation and listen to the thoughts ramble. There's somebody watching those thoughts. There's somebody conscientiously aware that the body and the mind is feeling and thinking all the while when it's sitting. This you is your eternal soul. It is unbound by time and the experience of life on this earth. When we inhabit a body, we inhabit the experience of time, because the linear expression gives us the sensation or the awareness of growth, of evolution. And so we can't have that without the experience of time as it is on this earth. This earth is also learning lessons through polarity. Part of the experience of why we come to this earth is to learn through the playground of polarity. And literally, when we sign up for a human life, we sign up for an experience in the extremes. We have good, we have bad, black and white. We have diversity of the emotional range. And this allows us to experience lifetimes that feel like we gain a sense of karmic balance. This is what karma is. It's the experience of evolutionary polarity, where we start out in one way and maybe we have an experience, it's a negative experience, and we try to balance it and bring it into equilibrium energetically. You think of a magnet, right? The negative and the positive sides of the magnet. When you experience both sides, you bring it to a magnetic balance, a null point, a 0 point. And this is the experience of what we call enlightenment, when we are essentially beyond the experience of the dualistic world, the non-dual experience. So, I'm going to get back to your question. The first thing I want to say is that it's not really a past life. I know that term is thrown around a lot and people use this term, but it's not really a past life. It's actually a concurrent life, because your soul is eternal, is unbound by time. When you are sleeping and your soul may leave the body, you are unbound by time. This is why oftentimes it's hard to kind of linearize a dream. Sometimes we'll be like, well, I had this experience and I had this experience and I was here and this happened, and it seemed like there was sequence happening, like this and this and this. But then I like popped over here and then this happened. And you can't quite remember which one happened first, right? Because when we're outside of the body, our consciousness is not living in linear time, in sequential time. The same is true when people have near-death experiences, right? They'll kind of explain things that happened on the other side, or as a medium, as someone that channels, as someone who's engaging in interaction with non-linear beings that are multidimensional and not in our experience of linear time. So all that being said, essentially your soul is experiencing all of these lifetimes concurrently, almost like a tangent universe. They're all happening all at once, but when we're in them, we experience them linearly. Okay, we experience day to day so that we may evolve and have growth as a soul. This is the joy of being here on earth and why we come here, to experience that sense of progression and growth. This is how we evolve, right? But if we were to die today and we'd have a sense of a life review and look at all that we've learned, we would see and be aware of all of the lifetimes that our spirit is involved in. And they would seem like we were watching all of them all at once, okay? Like a TV screen that had multiple channels showing, and you could view them all at once on one big screen, okay? Essentially, this is the truth of how we are experiencing concurrent lives. So in my experience doing past life readings on people, when they come to me and they say, I'm bothered by the government, I'm bothered by the police, or I'm using your example, why do I have this weird feeling like they're constantly going to scare me, or they're going to double cross me, or I can't trust them? Does that mean that something happened in the past and they did something bad to me? This is still a linear thinking process instead of a concurrent one. More often than not, what happens is when I go into their quote unquote past lives, or their concurrent lives or tangent lives, I see that they are typically playing the polarity role at that moment in another life. So what that means is you are most likely some sort of government official in another life right now that's having the opportunity to double cross someone, or that is double crossing someone and feeling the guilt of it, feeling the experience of that, the weight of what that feels like emotionally, energetically. And then in this lifetime, in the concurrent, you're almost viewing that as a horrible thing. You hate that, you detest that, there's something in you that recognizes that that is not right. And essentially, both sides of that magnet, the positive and the negative side of that experience, are trying to find balance within your soul. This is how kind of karmic balance plays out in our multiple lives and the experience of that. That's more true. It's kind of like that saying, if you've ever heard a lot of times, that the things we judge in other people are the things that we are kind of like most likely have in ourselves. I don't remember the way it's said, but it's like the things that you hate the most in other people are usually the things that are most present in you, something like that. This is the same dynamic of energy that's at play here. It's the duality of life on this earth. So oftentimes it is the karmic balance that's being pulled, and things that we really don't like in our life are experiences that we are having a tangent life as. We are that person that we don't like in this lifetime. And I hate saying that because people usually hate hearing it. They're like, oh, I wanted a cool past life, right? I want to be this famous person. I want to have some sort of really cool experience, and more often than not, that's just the truth of the way that spirit works and the way that our souls evolve, is that we're involved in things that tug our heartstrings in this life or really bother us emotionally, because we truly have had experiential knowledge of what it's like being on both sides of that. And the energetic spectrum wants to find balance. So I'm not saying you can't have had a life where you were in fact abused or double-crossed by government. Sometimes those come up often in a past life. I won't say often, but they can come up. In a reading that I'm doing where someone has or witnessed something that they really had trauma around and were impacted by. They may have witnessed something in government or a time period where they were not trustworthy, and lived through that. And again, the impact of that is still imprinted because it is happening on a concurrent timeline with the one that we're experiencing. So it's very active and still present in your soul. It's not like all of this time has passed and I'm still retaining this heavy trauma from this long time ago lifetime. No, honey, it's happening right now. And this is why it feels so relevant to you right now. This is why it feels like I recognize this place. I know this feeling. This truly bothers me. These things are happening in the now space all the time. And your soul is present and active in them all the time. The reason that we may feel a sense of resonance or pull towards them is because essentially that cord or whatever it is that's being triggered is coming up in the present, in this lifetime, and you are recognizing the vibration present in another. That's the amplification of, okay, this is not just happening on this timeline, it's happening on multiple timelines right now, in multiple tangent lives that I'm living. And so it feels like a big deal. It feels very intense. Yes, it is, because you are carrying all of that energy from that experience in those lifetimes in one moment. It's interesting. It's an interesting topic. I love the play with time. Time is such a malleable element and experience. And I think the more open we are to shifts in time, the play or the dynamic expression of time, the more we will experience it that way. I love thinking about my higher self as my dead self. And I know that sounds probably really kind of whacked out, but I love thinking that's me that just died and I'm talking to my higher self. I'm talking to my higher self, but really that's just me that just left a body and now I'm on the other side because it's not bound by time. I can talk to myself there, having just had a lifetime that I'm literally living and just went through those experiences, have all the wisdom, but they're unbound by time. So they're not limited. They're not waiting on me to get there, right? I don't have to wait on anything. There's nobody on the other side that's like waiting on you to get there, right? It's all at once. And you are there just as you are here. And you are in lots of locations just as you are here. Stretch your mind into that. Let yourself feel the awe of what that means and what you're capable of as an absolutely divine being, existing as a divine being right now in infinite locations with infinite capabilities. This is true. Okay, I'm going to sign off here. And I'll be back next week with another video. Blessings, you guys.